Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. But today we have Medicom Mafex Gambit of the X-Men. Probably, it's tough to say, but top 5 at least X-Men of all time. Created in the 90s by Chris Claremont, the legendary X-Men writer, and Jim Lee gets a nod as well. However, the first appearance, one of the first appearances of Gambit is in Uncanny X-Men issue 244, and there's debate about the original appearance of him being in X-Men Annual number 14. I think 14 is his truly first appearance, but in the X-Men, in Uncanny X-Men, the primary book, it was Uncanny X-Men number 244. So, by the way, just a horrible first appearance in the sense that the artwork is just terrible in issue 244. To like not have Jim Lee draw him in that, or even Andy Kubert, and that's Kubert's drawing right there. I know it, like that's definitely his style. The Kubert brothers, Andy and Adam, but it's Andy Kubert. For either to not have him or Jim Lee draw him is a travesty in the beginning. Some dude named Mike Collins, sorry, just not a fan, but like in that issue, it just looks repulsive to me. Just such poor artwork compared to the magnitude of Jim Lee at that time period. Anyhow, he's awesome. I mean, if anybody watched X-Men, the animated series, he was a primary X-Men in that show. That was mostly how I was introduced to him, and many of us were introduced to him. I mean, granted, I was reading the comics since I was a little kid, so I take that back. He was always around. But to really understand his personality, to understand that Cajun accent, just like the ladies' man, there was always the relationship with him and Rogue, and you were wondering if they were ever truly going to be together. Also in the comics, there was that shocking period in the late 90s, early 2000s, the storyline, The Trial of Gambit, which revealed that he had led the Marauders into the Morlock tunnels and was responsible for showing them the way. And the Morlocks got killed by Sabretooth and the other Marauders, and it was just a terrible thing, and it was just a shock, and one of the best Gambit storylines, in my opinion. But he's just awesome. He's awesome. His mutant powers are awesome. He just looks cool. He's probably the most charismatic X-Man, definitely. Just a ladies' man, just really likable. Always has like a toothpick or a cigarette in his mouth, like Razor Ramon. And he has a really interesting mutant power set, which he can charge any object with kinetic energy and make it explode. And also he has superhuman agility. He's awesome with a bow staff, like Donatello, if you're down with that, down with the bow staff. And he was portrayed in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I want to say the actor's name was Taylor Hicks, but I can't remember his name. So please forgive me, all you trolls out there who like to yell at me when I get things wrong. I'm sorry, I can't remember the actor's name. He's the guy who played John Carter. I thought he did a good job. And then there's been rumors for years of Channing Tatum playing Gambit, but I don't know how I feel about that. I think you need somebody a little bit more suave and charismatic. But Remy LeBeau, he's the man. Just so excited to get this figure. I got this figure. It just came. I took a risk and ordered online from this place called Plaza Japan. Action figure store. Never ordered from them before, but I got an email the other day and they just sent me this. I just got him today, so I'll probably be buying from them in the future because that was really fast shipping. So let's get into this. You guys don't want to hear me talk anymore. Let's review, which I think this is probably going to be the best Gambit figure that's ever been produced, but let's check it out. Great image there. I'm pretty confident that's an Andy Kubert drawing, not a Jim Lee. Even though this is the Jim Lee line of X-Men that have been coming out with Mafex, I can't say enough good things about Mafex. They are the best 6-inch action figure line, in my opinion. The articulation, the sculpt, just the accessories, just they do such a wonderful job, and they've done such a great job with this X-Men line so far, and I'm looking forward to the other figures that are coming, such as Psylocke and Jean Grey, Wolverine in the brown costume. Who knows who else they're going to do. So let's look at him. There he is on the side. Look at that great dynamic pose. I don't know who drew that. There he is on the back, like all the different head sculpts. I love the fact that they gave a soft goods trench coat to him. It's the Blade Runner trench coat is obviously the inspiration, and I was disappointed that the Mafex Hush figure, which I had just reviewed, had a vinyl coat, but this one has a soft goods removable coat, which is always a great plus. There he is on the side, throwing his kinetically charged cards. There's your sticker on the bottom to show that it's not a fake. And let's get this guy open and check him out. So he's posed a little weird in the packaging for me. Oh, look at the cards in the back. So that's an extra accessory, which I will pull out. And there's a stand. I'm not going to pull the stand out because I just like to keep that in the packaging. But I'll pull these out so you guys can get a good look at them. There's his cards. You get 3 cards. I wonder how you even position that in his hands so he can throw that. So I'm going to try and open this as usual without spilling the pieces all over the place, because that happens to me almost every time when I do these videos, just because they're so slick and slippery. But gonna put some stickums there and just pull this dude out, and I gotta say, oh, he just looks so cool. I just love it. I love Gambit, man. He's just such a cool character. I love how they put the little plastic pieces in there just to protect the paint job. Nice metallic paint, by the way. So we have a metallic pink for his body armor, even in the blue, like the collar piece there. I don't even know what you want to call that, but just the design of his uniform is really cool, but they really put a lot of these pieces in there. So I gotta pull those out. And, oh man, like, you know, a defining characteristic of Gambit is his hair. So, you know, a signature of the 90s was the half masks, where they don't give the characters a full helmet, but they let their tuft of hair like puff out. And just look at that glorious Gambit, like sort of Brad Pitt hair, just floppy and slick to the side. I mean, now's the time to like get Gambit on screen, just with the new dude like side like haircut where half the head is shaved and they do the hard part. Like, you can definitely do that with Gambit. But man, look at this head sculpt. This is probably the best looking Gambit head sculpt I've ever seen. Just look at the subtle colors in the lips. He's got the 5 o'clock shadow, the awesome red eyes, just showing that he's charged up with kinetic energy. The eyebrows are just painted on very delicately. There's even like just a faded shade that goes like to the edge of his brow line right above his eyes, if you can see that. Just beautiful paint job, and wonderful figure. And of course the soft goods trench coat, and there's wires in it. I got wires in the lapels, wires in the top, and it just looks like Blade Runner's coat. I'm about 100%, 99% sure that is the inspiration, is Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. The coat that Harrison Ford wore is the same trench coat that Gambit wears in his first appearance, and it just looks great. Look, there's even a metal button on the top of the coat. Nice touch, Mafex. Really, really nice touch. Is there okay, there's not a wire in the center. So we have a wire all throughout. So you can dynamically pose his trench coat and just get some great stuff out of it. So any Gambit fans, oh, this figure is so sick. It's so awesome. It just looks great. I'm going to take the coat off so we can get a look at him. This is part of the appeal too, is the fact that I'm going to pull his hand off, fisted hand. I'm going to pull his hand off just so we can see what his uniform looks like underneath. And we'll take a separate look at the coat as soon as I show you guys the figure. But yeah, this is just beautiful job. Like A+ Mafex, A+. He just looks spectacular. We get the butterfly joints in the shoulders, so tons of movement there. We can bring his arms together. We'll go over the articulation since I'm at it. I mean, just look at the paint, man. Just metallic paint. Oh, there's a little bit of a quality control. A little scratch right there, but I don't care. Metallic paint just all over, even on his boots, which are, they just look really armored up. But full head rotation, so we get the double jointed head. They always have this bent ball joint in there for their neck articulation. So we got a joint, full head range of motion for the head. So whatever you want to do with his head, you can do it. Like I said, we got the butterfly joints in the shoulders. His arms can go up all the way, full rotation. We got a bicep cut. Double joints in the elbows, which are really tight, by the way. It's very tight joints, so that's good. We got the standard wrist joints. You always got to be careful with these wrist joints. They're tight, but these little pins just make me nervous and that they're going to break. So good full movement, as you guys can see. His torso just, they really like buffed up his torso, which I like. Though Gambit is slender, in my opinion, I like him more slender. Just very lean, but great crunch all the way back like that. So he's a very flexible, agile character, but beautiful. We can get almost a full straddle, and his leg goes up about that high. So does it have the drop down hip? Yeah, there's a little bit of that drop down hip, so you can get dynamic poses. So it's not going to be as crazy as like Amazing Yamaguchi, but like, look at that. That's a pretty darn good pose for Gambit. There is sometimes I miss this on these figures, but there is a thigh rotation there, but it's in the hip joint, so it's more real instead of just a straight cut like a Marvel Legends figure. We got the double jointed knees, very nice. Just look at the boot, how the boot sticks out. So they didn't put this knee pad is not connected to his knee. It's like separate. And then we have the ankle joints, which move like so. We got a full range of motion. We got pivot, and we have toe articulation. So if you're down with the old school Marvel Legends toe articulation, there is that as well. So he is just a magnificent, beautiful looking figure. For a comparison, here is my old school Toy Biz Marvel Legends Gambit. And, you know, this was amazing for its time. Look, my jacket, it's just because it's so old, it's like shredding and falling apart on this Gambit. But I mean, just look at the difference in the head sculpts. Like, that is a beautiful comic book accurate head sculpt. This is a nice try, but not so good. And as you can see, the sculpt is just, I mean, this, you don't get much better than this. I know there are the 112 collective Gambits out there. I don't have that. I stopped collecting that line just because I I don't know, those figures are too nice, and the fabric is fragile. I did get the Christopher Reeve Superman, which I just had to get that one, and I'm getting the 89 Batman. But other than that, I mean, they're just too nice because I don't want to ruin the clothing, the cloth clothing. And I like the sculpts better, but look at how wonky this articulation is. It's just bizarre looking. And this is sort of like a purple pink. This is more pink, so it's more appropriate to Gambit. But just so you guys can get an idea. But let's take a look here. What I was trying to avoid, of course, was his accessories falling all over the place, which always happens. I'm going to move him back here, and those ankle joints are just a little bit loose on mine. So let's take a look at the alternate head sculpt. So my only complaint is that, you know, there's a serious face there for Gambit, and they give you a second head sculpt, and he has angry, gritted teeth. Now, Gambit should be smirking and smiling because he is, you know, he's a charismatic, saucy Cajun. You know, he's not angry and grumpy all the time. So there's one of his card accessories that fell out. I don't even know like how to put these all in his hand. Like there's another charged up just energy bolt sort of thing. I can't do this on the video, but it won't take me a long time. Here's like 2 cards that are charged up and flying. I'll have to play around with this for a long time to like figure out exactly how to pose them with the cards and how these energy bolts go on him. Oh, okay. I guess they go for his staff. So you can put them on the tips of his staff if we're looking at the back of the box. So I think, yeah, so there's a little port there, if you guys can see that. And we'll put it on his staff. But let's bring out his staff so you guys can see it. This is beautiful. It's a nice metallic blue. It matches his boots. Very, very wonderful staff. I will definitely display my Gambit with his bow staff. And let me see here. I think it goes in. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of hands. So they always give you excessive amounts of hands, but you know, however you want to display it. See that, I don't like that though. It's super tight in there, and I feel like this is gonna scratch the paint as soon as I put this in there. Oof, that's really tight in there. But let's take a look and just put it on so you guys can see. And there he is holding his staff, which looks really awesome. Nice blue staff. Just a stunning, stunning figure. And you can charge, you can put these effects on the tip of the staff. So you have a charged effect. Pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. I really like that. And I am going to leave that on the staff when I display him, because that's really cool. Like he's twirling it. Really awesome. And let's go through these hands so you guys can see the hands. So we get throwing card hands or holding the card hands. These are neutral open hands. These are expressively open hands. Just look at that nice little detail too, how he's missing, the fingers are cut off on the gloves for the thumb, ring finger, or thumb, pointer finger, pinky finger, and then his middle finger and ring finger. Just a nice little touch there. I don't think I'd ever want to wear gloves like that, but that's just me. And then you get another set of hands as well that are, I don't see the difference in these. So you get these hands, And then these hands, but oh, okay. All right, so there is a difference. These hands have some sort of attachment on them. And oh, and I guess that's where you can port the cards in for the big effects. Yes. Okay, so that's how this works. And I will show you guys how this operates. So I'm going to pull this off and put this one on. And then the giant accessories that you get here, which are in their own separate case. Pull this out. This is really cool. Wow, look at that. Just really nice effects. And this figure is like top notch, man. You just get really gorgeous effects with it. And you just port that on like so. And you can hold it up high like that. It's really heavy though, so I don't know how you can kind of display them like that, but it's just a heavy effect that I feel like it's just going to pull his arm down, or it's going to pull him over. Oh, so now I got him to stand there. So if you can see that, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, so that's what those hands do. Let's take a look at this other head again, just because I didn't go over it good enough, I feel. I kind of like this head better, and it's the gritted teeth one versus just like the neutral face. I don't know. Let's see what looks better. Oh yeah. So that's how heavy that is. It just pulled off his hand. That's how heavy that effect is. And that's how that looks on there. I kind of like just I like the card like throwing hand where he just holds the card. So I'll put this on. And let me see if that can fit in his fingers. Yeah, this is a little bit more subtle. Sorry guys, I'm not getting that on camera. But yeah, I just like how it can like fit between his fingers like that. And he kind of just like, he's just gonna flick it. See, he can just like flick it in somebody and make it explode. But yeah, that's a little bit more subtle of if you want to display him instead of like these giant card effects, which are really heavy, unfortunately. So it's a really nice effect, but they're really heavy. So I guess it's just up to you. And you have him with his bow staff. And let's take a better look at the coat, just so you can see. And there's a wire here on the top as well, and in the lapels, all throughout the bottom. So they did a really good job, and the coat just looks beautiful. And there's Gambit, guys. Like, ooh, stunning figure. Here he is. Let's do a size comparison just so you guys can see. Here he is with Cyclops. Looks like Gambit is just the same height as Cyclops. Perhaps a little bit taller just because of his tuft of hair. And here he is with Age of Apocalypse Magneto. So, all of a sudden, like I said, guys, these ladies and guys, sorry to not, there may be women watching, but I doubt it. I hope there is, though. So there he is with Age of Apocalypse Magneto, which is just beautiful. So two fantastic figures that have come in lately. Age of Apocalypse Magneto Mafex and Gambit Mafex. So I gotta say, this is the best Gambit figure ever made. The Hasbro Gambit was mediocre at best. Also, it had the vinyl coat, which I don't like. He's just beautiful. Also, too, just so you get a look at the sides of his legs, the sides of his arms, like, the staff is just great. What a wonderful figure. Truly wonderful figure. Honestly, yeah, I don't think I've seen a better looking Gambit than better than the amazing Yamaguchi, better than the Mezco, or I mean, yeah, Mezco 112 Collective. Mafex just knocked it out of the park with this guy. He's probably one of the best figures they have ever made, in my opinion. So, guys, if you're a Gambit fan, buy this guy. Got him for, pre-ordered him for like $95, I would say, a long time ago. From Plaza Japan. That's where I got him online. It's called Plaza Japan. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Huge X-Men fan. Love my X-Men. Can't wait to see them in the MCU. And God bless you all.